Welcome to Mental Flight, where bold ideas take off and untold truths soar beyond the limits of ordinary thinking. Then fasten your mind, you're cleared for takeoff. Burkina Faso has taken a bold step toward reclaiming control of its skies by acquiring its first fully owned Embraer 170 passenger jet. A move that has stirred both national pride and a storm of speculation. For years, the country's aviation sector has been under the heavy influence of foreign control, with most commercial aircraft either leased or operated through international arrangements. This latest purchase marks a symbolic break from that dependence, representing not just a practical investment in air travel, but also a statement of sovereignty. The excitement around the deal, however, has been amplified far beyond the aircraft itself. Social media platforms erupted with posts, videos, and graphics claiming that the jet was part of a secret aerospace program known as Burki Air. Viral clips featured sleek hangars, advanced stealth fighters, and futuristic aircraft supposedly based in Burkina Faso. While the imagery captured the imagination of thousands, most of it was proven to be digitally fabricated, with no credible evidence of such a program existing. Despite this, the government has not issued any official denial, allowing the narrative to grow unchecked and feeding speculation about the country's long-term ambitions in aerospace. For many Burkinab, the truth behind Burki Air matters less than the feeling it inspires. Even as the myth spread, real progress is happening in the aviation sector, including the expansion of local helicopter services like FAS and the development of aviation training programs. These initiatives may not be as glamorous as stealth jets, but they lay the groundwork for future growth and self-reliance. The Embraer 170 purchase is, in reality, a pragmatic step toward improving domestic and regional air travel. Yet it has also become a rallying point for national pride, fueling dreams of an African-led aerospace industry and reinforcing the belief that Burkina Faso can shape its own destiny in the skies. Burkina Faso's recent acquisition of its first fully owned Embraer 170 passenger jet marks a moment of profound historical and strategic significance for the West African nation. For decades, the country's aviation sector has relied heavily on leased aircraft, foreign partnerships, and limited regional operations, with little direct control over its own air transport infrastructure. This new milestone is not merely the purchase of a modern aircraft. It is a bold declaration of national autonomy and an inspiring symbol of progress for a country determined to redefine its place in the African and global aviation industry. The Embraer 170 is a reliable and versatile regional jet. It's widely respected for its fuel efficiency, operational flexibility, and ability to serve shorter routes while maintaining comfort and safety. By owning this aircraft outright, Burkina Faso is taking a decisive step toward reducing dependence on external leasing companies and foreign-owned fleets that have long dictated the pace and reach of its aviation services. The move aligns closely with the broader vision of sovereignty and self-reliance championed by the nation's leadership in recent years. Echoing similar initiatives in other sectors such as mining, agriculture, and energy, this development also has practical implications for regional connectivity. With an aircraft under national ownership, Burkina Faso can directly determine its domestic and regional flight schedules, opening opportunities for better transportation links between its capital, Ouagadougou, and key West African cities. Autonomy allows for more competitive ticket pricing, improved reliability, and tailored services to meet the specific needs of Burkinab travelers and businesses. It also positions the country as a more active player in the West African economic landscape, where efficient and affordable air travel is essential for trade, tourism, and diplomacy. Beyond economic considerations, the acquisition has sparked strong emotional responses from citizens who see it as a visible sign of national pride. Social media platforms have been flooded with images, discussions, and celebratory messages about the jet, with many interpreting the purchase as a concrete example of Burkina Faso's determination to control its own destiny. This public enthusiasm is heightened by ongoing discussions about the so-called Burki Air project, a rumored national airline or aerospace initiative that has captured the imagination of the population, despite lacking official confirmation. While the Burki Air narrative remains largely speculative and fueled by digitally altered images of futuristic aircraft and facilities, the Embraer 170 stands as a tangible achievement, proving that the nation is capable of making meaningful strides in aviation. From an operational perspective, the ownership of a modern jet will require substantial investment in infrastructure, training, and maintenance capabilities. This means upgrading airport facilities, improving air traffic management systems, and ensuring that skilled pilots, engineers, ground staff are readily available to operate and service the aircraft to international standards. These investments will not only support the immediate success of this jet, but also lay the groundwork for future fleet expansions. Furthermore, the timing of this acquisition is crucial. The African aviation market is undergoing rapid transformation, with initiatives such as the African Continental Free Trade Area (AFC), FTA, and the Single African Air Transport Market (SATN), aiming to liberalize air services and foster greater connectivity between African nations by securing its own passenger jet now. Burkina Faso is positioning itself to take full advantage of these developments, ensuring that it can offer direct, nationally controlled services in an increasingly competitive market. The symbolism of aviation independence also carries geopolitical weight. Owning an aircraft outright demonstrates that Burkina Faso can invest in high-value assets without relying entirely on external actors, reinforcing its image as a nation committed to breaking free from the lingering economic dependencies of the colonial era. This resonates strongly with the Pan-Africanist vision of building a continent where African nations control their own resources, industries, and technological capabilities. The Embraer 170, though modest compared to large, long-haul jets, presents a strategic choice for Burkina Faso's needs. It is ideally suited for connecting smaller cities and regional hubs, reducing travel times for citizens and facilitating faster government and business operations. The potential impact on trade, tourism, and international cooperation is significant, especially for a landlocked country that relies heavily on efficient transport networks to connect with its neighbors and beyond. At a societal level, the acquisition serves as a unifying achievement that transcends political and regional divides. It offers a shared point of pride for Burkina citizens, reinforcing the idea that the country can achieve major milestones through determination and smart planning. For younger generations, it is a visible symbol of progress and a reminder that national development is not a distant dream, but an ongoing reality. In the broader African context, Burkina Faso's step toward aviation independence can inspire other nations facing similar challenges. It underscores the importance of making targeted, high-impact investments that address strategic needs while fostering self-reliance. By choosing to invest in its own aviation asset, Burkina Faso sends a clear message. The path to modernization and sovereignty lies in bold, tangible actions that serve both immediate needs and long-term ambitions. The Embraer 170 will not only carry passengers across the skies, but also carry the weight of national aspirations, embodying the spirit of a nation determined to rise above historical limitations and chart its own course in the modern world. In recent weeks, social media platforms across Burkina Faso and the broader West African region have been buzzing with speculation about the possible creation of a new national airline, informally dubbed Burki Air by excited users. Rumors have been driven primarily by the circulation of digitally created images showing futuristic aircraft painted in bold Burkina colors, sleek hangar facilities bearing the national flag, and even concept art of modern airports branded with the fictional airline's name. While no official confirmation has been given by the government or aviation authorities, the visual quality and imaginative detail of these posts have captivated the public, blurring the line between reality and aspiration. The origins of the Burki Air rumor can be traced back to the recent announcement of Burkina Faso acquiring its first fully owned Embraer 170 passenger jet. That milestone sparked a wave of national pride and renewed interest in the country's aviation potential. Within days, graphic designers, aviation enthusiasts, and social media influencers began sharing creative interpretations of what a national airline could look like. Some images depict large, wide-bodied jets far more advanced than anything currently in the nation's fleet, Parked beside sprawling modern terminals surrounded by green landscaping and state-of-the-art infrastructure, others feature highly stylized interiors with luxury seating and Pan-African motifs, suggesting that Burki Air would be a carrier not only of passengers but of national identity and cultural pride. This online movement has taken on a life of its own, with hashtags such as #BurkiAir, #BurkinaRising, and #AviationSovereignty trending among the country's digital communities. Comment sections are filled with expressions of excitement, national pride, and speculation about possible flight destinations, ticket prices, and employment opportunities. For many, the idea of Burki Air is not just about air travel. It is about the symbolic leap toward economic independence, technological advancement, and regional influence. Social media, by its very nature, has amplified this narrative at an extraordinary pace. The viral sharing of these concept images has allowed the dream of Burki Air to spread far beyond Burkina Faso's borders, reaching diaspora communities, regional partners, and even international aviation forums. Enthusiasts have begun proposing hypothetical routes connecting Ouagadougou to major African capitals such as Accra, Lagos, Dakar, and Johannesburg, as well as potential connections to Europe and the Middle East. Some posts even include mock promotional videos blending drone footage of the capital city with stock airport visuals to give the impression of a fully operational national airline. While these creations remain fictional, they serve an important role in shaping public imagination. They project an image of what Burkina Faso could achieve if it were to invest in building a robust aviation sector. The psychological effect is powerful in a country that has historically been dependent on foreign-owned carriers for regional and international travel.
I'll see Burkina-branded planes flying across the digital sky is an emotional reminder
of the possibilities that national self-reliance could bring. This digital campaign has also sparked discussions about the practical challenges and requirements of establishing a national airline. Aviation experts and economists have weighed in online, noting that such a venture would require significant capital investment, rigorous safety standards, skilled workforce development, and consistent government support. Debates have emerged about whether the priority should be building a national carrier from scratch or strengthening partnerships with existing airlines in the region. Some caution that the failure of other African national airlines in the past should serve as a warning against rushing into the project without a clear, sustainable business plan. Yet for many citizens, these pragmatic concerns do little to dampen the enthusiasm. The idea of Burki Air has become a kind of digital folklore, a symbol of hope, ambition, and unity in a time when national pride is being reinforced by concrete developments such as the acquisition of the Embraer jet. Online artists continue to produce increasingly sophisticated designs, some so realistic that casual viewers might mistake them for actual photographs. In some cases, the images have even been shared by international aviation pages without clarification, further fueling speculation and curiosity. The broader context of Burkina Faso's political and economic climate plays an important role in explaining why the Burki Air concept resonates so deeply. Under a leadership that has placed strong emphasis on sovereignty, self-sufficiency, and breaking free from foreign dependency, the notion of a nationally owned airline aligns perfectly with the current national narrative. It fits into the same vision that has seen increased investment in domestic infrastructure, energy independence, and local industry development. Beyond the borders of Burkina Faso, the rumors have also caught the attention of regional aviation analysts. In a continent where many countries have struggled to maintain profitable national carriers, the emergence of Burki Air, even in fictional form, challenges perceptions of what smaller or African nations can aspire to achieve. It also serves as a case study in how digital culture can influence national discourse, turning a creative trend into a public expectation. The speed with which the Burki Air conversation has grown reflects the increasingly central role of social media in shaping both policy discussions and public morale. Government officials have remained silent on the matter, perhaps allowing the public excitement to grow organically or using the widespread enthusiasm as a gauge of national interest in such a project. Whatever the official stance, the online Energy surrounding Burki Air has already demonstrated the power of collective imagination in driving national ambition. In essence, what began as an artistic trend has evolved into a grassroots vision for Burkina Faso's future in the skies. It blends patriotism with innovation, nostalgia with aspiration, and local pride with global ambition. Even if no physical aircraft bearing the Burki Air name ever takes flight, the movement has already accomplished something. It's meaningful by uniting citizens in a shared dream of progress and possibility. Burkina Faso's aviation sector is quietly undergoing a transformation, not through flashy fighter jets or secret aerospace programs, but through tangible, steady progress in local helicopter services and aviation training initiatives. While much of the public discourse has been dominated by the social media frenzy surrounding the so-called Burki Air and its digitally fabricated jets, the reality on the ground is far more pragmatic and impactful. Across-the-nation investments are being channeled into building a functional and reliable aviation infrastructure that directly benefits citizens, businesses, and the economy. Local helicopter services have emerged as a critical component of this growth, providing fast, versatile transportation options for both